So after Rebbe Nachman came back from this big journey to the city of Avrich, and he went to Ostroha, and then he went to Zaslav, and his wife passed away, as we spoke about in the previous video, Rebbe Nachman came back to the city of Breslov. And when he came back, he developed a sickness called shachefes, or they call it in the Sefer Chaim Ran Hust, which in English is tuberculosis. And Rebbe Nachman had obviously a very, very bad cough. He was very, very sick, and he passed away from this about 3 to 4 years later, unfortunately. Now, at this time, Rebbe Nachman now would start talking about, his passing away eventually, and he would talk about his kaver. And he says over here in Chaim Ran that he wanted to travel to Eretz Yisrael again, right? We know that Rebbe Nachman traveled to Eretz Yisrael in his lifetime, but he came back. Rebbe Nachman said now he wanted to travel to Eretz Yisrael again to be buried there. To pass away there and then to be buried there. But he was nervous about two things. Number one is that he was nervous that he wouldn't be able to get there, and that maybe he would die on the way, and then he would have to be buried somewhere random. And then the second thing was that he said that if he dies there, then people will not come on his kaver. So that is a little bit of an interesting explanation, because I'm sure that Rebbe Nachman knew that eventually everybody would be living in Eretz Yisrael like we are today. We would be definitely Isaac in his kaver. But I think the Inyan is that Rebbe Nachman is saying that the kaver wouldn't be maybe as big as a chiddush as it was now in Uman. Like people, we go to Uman, Rebbe Nachman's kaver is there, it's far away, it's a journey to get there. It creates a desire, it creates a certain ratzon that a Breslover chassid would want when he goes to a kaver. I'm saying, obviously, Baruch Hashem, we have many kfarim, we have Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in Meron, and we have the Arizal and Tzfas. We have thousands of kibbutz tzaddikim all over Eretz Yisrael, and everyone does go to them, and people are excited. But you see that the people who, let's say, come from the U.S., let's say, to visit, they want to go to the kfarim more than somebody like me who lives here in Tzfat, who can just go to the kaver any day. So I think that's what Rebbe Nachman is talking about, that he's saying that the Indian of his kaver being in Chutz La'aretz is actually a thing that will make people be more involved in it. And Rebbe Nachman goes on to explain that he says that when I die here in Ukraine, then people will definitely come to my kaver and learn on the kaver and pray on it, and he will have great pleasure, spiritual pleasure from this, right? And he spoke many times now that he, in different ways, that everyone who follows him should always come to his kaver and say Tehillim, and to daven there, to do his spoidas there, and to do many, many things, right? And he said, also, we're going to learn, right now he says like this, right? And then also in this time, Rebbe Nachman revealed the Tikkun Klali, which is a thing to say on his kaver, which we will talk about in the next video as well.